Today, I will be using a full team of Pokemon based on Pride flags. If you have an idea for a Pokemon team, be sure to comment below, and I will use it. And if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Now let's get right into the battles. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, lovely people. Today, I am using a Pride flag team. Now, I'm starting off the year right. Not only do I have a new microphone, which hopefully sounds better, but this is also the 10th Pride flag team. Double digits, we're now at 60. Now, as always, if you want to keep this series going, and hopefully we can get to that 100 Pride flag goal, if this video gets 25 likes, I will move on and do the 11th Pride flag team. I'm gonna try to see if I can get it to 100. I really hope I can get there. Anyway, so I'm gonna lead off with Hatterene for the trans femme flag. I think I added an extra M accidentally. So this first of all, this team was crazy. Second of all, I'm running a physical Hatterene with Trick Room with Focus Sash against this lead Calyrex Shadow Rider. Now this Pokemon is obviously very scary, so I thought I want to get some chip because I have a plan in the back. So they're gonna get their Grim Neigh boosted special attack. It's looking very scary, but I have a bear with the best nickname ever, and I have Lick on this, which 4 times super effective, takes out the Calyrex. Oh my gosh, I just got a Lick KO with this Ursaluna. So this set is so bad, but I don't even know what to call it. It's Swords Dance Guts Ursaluna, but I wanted to run some really just insane moves on this Pokemon, so I had Scratch with Terra Normal, and I have Lick. And I had Headlong Rush just to give myself an actual move to go for. But the fact that I got a Lick KO is just amazing. So the Kyurem Black is gonna come in and Terrasilize. They actually went for the Freeze Dry. I definitely swapped out my Ursaluna, anticipating some kind of ice move to come out. So this is a physically defensive Dunsparce for the Twigged Pride flag. I thought it was a really good fit because it has like the yellow and the pink, and you know, its eyes kind of look like the male gender symbols, right? So, yeah, this Kyurem ends up being like a mixed Kyurem. So I was like, that's not really super ideal. I did get off the Toxic on this. This is a physically defensive Dunsparce with like, it has Toxic, Calm Mind, Flamethrower, and Roost. So I'm gonna swap into my Sylveon. I was definitely anticipating that they would go for like a Dragon Pulse or like another Freeze Dry potentially, but they actually go for the Fusion Bolt, and I was like, shoot, that did a lot of damage to me. I'm running an Assault Vest Sylveon on this team, but thankfully I was able to tank another Bolt Strike, or not Bolt Strike, a Fusion Bolt, and I'm gonna take it out with the Hyper Voice. So this is an all-out offensive Sylveon. Now I had Sylveon and Hatterene for the Trans Mask and the Trans Femme flags, and the reason why I didn't include regular Sylveon was because I already used non-shiny Sylveon for the transgender flag way back in my first Pride flag video. So I thought, you know, I definitely want to use shiny Sylveon, but I know that the Hatterene is also associated with the trans Pride color, so I thought I would include her finally. So Arceus, this was Arceus Poison, by the way. I took it out with the Headlong Rush. I knew that I was going to tank whatever hit the Arceus was going to go for, so in comes a Palkia. Now, this was a Pokemon that I knew that I wasn't going to take any hits for, and I thought, you know, they do have a Necrozma Duskmane in the back, but I'm going to sacrifice my Dunsparce. I actually tanked a Hydro Pump from a Palkia. I don't even know how I tanked that. This Dunsparce is super bulky with a Violite. So, I'm going to swap in the Pangender flag, which is my shiny Squawkabilly. Now, this is a Choice Scarf Hustle Squawkabilly with Terra Normal Double Edge. This Pokemon hits extremely hard if it hits. So I'm going to go for that Choice Scarf Double Edge. I'm going to outspeed the Palkia, and I take out the Palkia in one hit. What a crazy KO. So this also has Brave Bird. I have Parting Shot and Copycat on the set as well. I also thought about using Alchemy. There's an Alchemy. I forgot what the form was for the Alchemy, but I had an Alchemy on this originally, but I already used Alchemy for the Pan Pride flag, and so I decided to change it. And I thought, you know, shiny Squawkabilly's colors with the pink pompadour definitely like suited it really well, in my opinion, especially with like the white, because like the Pangender flag is like very light colors, like yellows and pinks. As always, I'll offer an explanation to all of the Pride flags and all of the identities in this video. So the Heatran is gonna land the Magma Storm versus me. Unfortunately, they get off the the Flame Body proc, that I actually probably would have been able to take out the Heatran with 2 resistant Double Edge if I didn't get burned, unfortunately. So I'm gonna swap in my Milotic here for the Pan Romantic flag. I'll be sure to credit the people who suggested these Pride flags as well, because some people listed their suggestions, and I'll be able to shout them out. So if you have any Pride flags that I haven't included in any of my Pride flag videos, then please comment below, because I always try to find like new identities that I haven't included and everything, and I do still have a couple more teams and a couple more identities that I haven't done. So this is an offensive Milotic with the Hydro Pump. I land all of my Hydro Pumps, by the way, and I'm gonna be able to take out the Cosma Duskmane, and that's the end of that first game. Wow, I can't believe I landed all those Hydro Pumps. So on to the second game. This second game, seriously, I strongly recommend you watch it till the end, because this game was crazy. So the Miraidon is gonna lead off. I was like, okay, more Ubers, nice. I decided to use this team versus Ubers just because of the fact that, like, I did have a lot of options and techs, like mainly Trick Room, and Ursaluna with Guts is actually an extremely strong Pokemon. So I'm gonna swap out. I'm gonna go for the Parting Shot versus the Miraidon as I go for the Electro Drift. So I was like, okay, well, that's gonna activate my Guts. I'm gonna be burned now. So I'm not sure if this Miraidon is like choiced in any way, or if they're gonna go for a Draco Meteor after, but I'm gonna swap out into my Assault Vest Sylveon, anticipating that they might not be choice, and then they may go for like a Draco Meteor or something. But they swap out into their Gastrodon. That might tell me that they're choice. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I didn't really like the matchup into Sylveon versus Gastrodon in case they had Mirror Coat, and they ended up going for the Amnesia. I thought that they would try to set up hazards like Stealth Rocks or something, so I was like, I swapped in my Hatterene, but now I'm going to swap out into my Dunsparce, because I really want to get off a Poison versus this Pokemon if it's like an Amnesia stalling set. So I'm going to get off that Poison. I'm going to do some residual chip damage to this Gastrodon as they continuously go for Earth Power. I'm running Terra Poison on this set so that I can resist fighting. And also, if I'm a Poison type, I'm never able to miss a Toxic. And the unfortunate thing is that, like, when I'm not terrestrialized, like, I still miss Toxics. That has lost me definitely some games with this team, unfortunately. But the Gastrodon is going to continuously go for the Earth Power. Now, this turn I was like, well, I could make an offensive switch into my Squawk ability, because at this range of health that I'm at, I should be able to still handle the Ogerpon Hearth Flame that they have in the back, because Dunsparce is just so bulky in defense. So I'm going to swap into my Squawk ability, anticipating that they would go for the Earth Power. Now, this turn, I was like, you know, it's going to be very close whether a Brave Bird or a Double Edge takes out this Gastrodon. I might faint to an Ice Beam afterward, but I'm going to get off as much damage as I possibly can versus this Gastrodon. And I get a critical hit. Oh my goodness. So, if it was fully Fizz Def, it definitely mattered, but that was crazy. That was a crazy crit. So, it comes to Kyogre. Now, I am Choice Scarfed, so I am always going to be able to outspeed this Kyogre, whether or not it is Choice Scarf. And judging by the way that they brought it in, and they terrestrialized it to a Water type, I assume that this Pokemon might be Choice Scarf. So I'm just going to go for the Brave Bird that does so much damage. And thankfully, I don't miss any of my Hustle Brave Birds. And the Kyogre is going to go for the Water Spout. Now, even though it's on a really, really low amount of health, well, first of all, they crit me. But second of all, yeah, I'm like not even going to be able to live that. Like, Squawk ability just doesn't have any bulk whatsoever. But I still got off a lot of damage. Now, into my Sylveon here, I'm going to go for that Quick Attack and take out the Kyogre. So this Sylveon is all based around like Pixelate, right? All of my moves are like Pixelate boosted. I have Hyper Voice, Hyper Beam, and Quick Attack. Oh wait, no, I have Psychic on this set. That's not Pixelate boosted. Never mind what I said. So the Miraidon comes in. I was like, okay, this is perfect, because I needed this Pokemon on full health for this Miraidon. So this is an Assault Vest Sylveon, which makes it really tanky on the specialty side. But the Miraidon just lives, unfortunately. So they're going to swap into their Iron Hands, anticipating that I go for the Quick Attack this turn. So I was like, okay, well, I'm still going to get off a good amount of damage. It actually does nothing. Now, this turn, I was like, I don't want to risk losing my Sylveon because they have the Dragapult in the back, and I don't know what the Dragapult is going to do. So I'm going to sacrifice my Dunsparce here. I actually tanked an Attack Booster Drain Punch from this Pokemon. This Pokemon is insanely bulky. Like, even at the the health that I'm at, I believe Ivy Cudgel from Ogerpon was gonna only like 2-hit KO me. It was pretty crazy. So I'm gonna bring in my Ursaluna here. We're 2 tanks at the field at the moment. Now, I knew that I could tank the Iron Hands' Drain Punch, assuming that it only had Drain Punch and not Drain Punch plus Close Combat. So I'm going to be able to take it out with the Headlong Rush, and that does a lot of damage and takes out the Iron Hands. So I was like, okay, that's good. That's a really tanky Pokemon out of the way. And now this turn, I'm going to take like the burn damage, and the Electric Terrain is going to disappear. So I thought that they would go into their Meat-Eyed, but they're going to go into their Dragapult. Now, obviously, Dragapult can be both physical or special. So at this turn, I was like, well, my Milotic doesn't really look that great in this matchup, unfortunately, because obviously it loses to Meat-Eyed, it loses to Ogerpon, and whatever this Dragapult said is if it was like, I wanted to scout if it was physical or special, because I'm trying to go for the end game with my Ursaluna here for the Trick Room Hattering. Hattering plus Ursaluna is actually a really good combo. So this turn, I swapped into the Phantom Force, but I thought, I don't want to keep doing that because obviously the burn damage is always just going to take me out. So this turn, I thought, well, I could definitely sacrifice my Milotic. This is actually an offensive Milotic. I'm running a heavy-duty boots with, I have Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Alluring Voice, and Flip Turn with Terra Fairy on this, which is fitting because, you know, Terra Fairy has the heart and it's pan-romantic, right? So I'm going to get taken out there by the Phantom Force, and this turn I'm going to bring in my Hattering. So that's obviously going to bait the Dragapult to go for the Phantom Force, and I'm just going to set up my Trick Room. And this turn, I'm also going to go for the Healing Wish so that I can bring in my Ursaluna full health. Now, this is going to cure my status. This is going to cure my burn, but I thought I should still have enough to KO this Dragapult, hopefully. So I'm going to bring in my Bear. This is such a good name, by the way. I'm surprised I waited so long to include the Bear Pride Flag. Like, it was a Pride Flag that I've been wanting to do since like the 4th or 5th Pride Flag team, maybe even the 3rd one, to be honest. So I'm gonna go for the Headlong Rush, and I take out the Dragapult in one hit without guts. I was like, yes, that's really good. It was actually a roll in my favor. It was actually like a roll not in my favor, actually, to 1-hit KO that. So I was happy to get that off, and I didn't want to set up the Swordsdance. So the Ogerpon comes in. I was like, first of all, my guts activated. I accidentally cut that out. But second of all, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to go for the Scratch KO. So going for the Terra Normal, I'm hoping, like, please, I want this Scratch to take it out. It would be amazing. So going for that Terra Normal Scratch, and I get a critical hit Scratch, and I take out the Ogerpon with Scratch. Oh my gosh. So the last Pokemon is Meat-Eyed on a very low amount of health, so I was like, you know what? I got my Headlong Rush KO, I got my Scratch KO, so I'm gonna get another Lick KO, 2 Lick KOs in one video with this Ursaluna. This Pokemon's insane. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, like the video if you want to see more Pride Flag teams. As always, thank you so much for the support on these videos. My name is SkyLaaa. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you all next time.